I am not looking forward to winter. The nights are drawing in, Christmas is approaching. I'm not really a great fan of this time, but with a plan, anything is possible. Hey folks, it's Finn. Welcome back folks, lovely to see you. In this week's vlog, I want to talk about preparing for winter, especially a winter that's also the coronavirus pandemic. Now, many folks who have mental health challenges like I do find that the winter can be a real struggle. You know, we've got darker nights, cold, it's wet, we've got less sunlight, and at the moment, you know, we're heading towards Christmas, which can often be a really tricky time for many, many people. And then on top of that, we've got the coronavirus pandemic as well. We're in lockdown here in the UK and we're going to be doing Christmas differently. And there's all of this stress around all of this. And it's no wonder that we're seeing a lot of kind of pandemic depression alongside the winter depression that many people get. So in today's vlog, I want to talk about some of the ways that I've been preparing to go through winter as healthily as I can and look after my mental well-being. But before we get stuck in, for anyone who is new, a very, very big welcome. My name is Finn, and here on this channel and on my accompanying website, I create content on LGBT topics, gender transition, mental health and personal development. So if you like what you see, I would love it if you could support my channel by subscribing. You can do that by hitting the subscribe button that's underneath this video. You can also hit the join button if you would like to support my channel that bit further by becoming a member. And why not? This is a fabulous place to be. So, winter. Now you might have seen a recent video where I was sharing about how I've been feeling quite stressed and quite burnt out, and how I'm kind of now looking at doing things a bit differently and stepping up the self-care to look after myself during this time. Now I know I'm not alone. There are many, many of us who, due to the coronavirus pandemic that's ongoing and disrupting our daily lives, many people are feeling burnt out, they're feeling low. Even people that don't usually have mental health challenges are really, really struggling, and this is absolutely understandable. So I have been putting some things in place this year because I always struggle with winter anyway. I always find my mood dips at this time of year. I struggle with Christmas because as an LGBT person, my Christmas is always different and it never really feels like I have the Christmas that I want to have. There's a lot of sadness for me around Christmas, which doesn't help. And of course, the pandemic is just amplifying all of this. The coronavirus pandemic is like a magnifying glass that shines on our already existing problems and makes them worse. So I decided to start now, before the winter really kicks in and Christmas really kicks in, to put some things in place to look after myself during this time, which I will now share with all of you lovely people. My first bit of advice for anybody who does have pre-existing mental health challenges going into winter is use this time to have a review of your medication and make sure it works for you. Now, there is absolutely nothing wrong with antidepressant medication, anxiety medication, or any medication that you need. Like with any other bit of ill health, we have medications and treatments, and these can really help. I'm on an antidepressant and I find that that really helps me. It helps me to then manage my mental health. I've tried not being on antidepressants, it doesn't work for me. The antidepressant that I was on until recently was mirtazapine, and I was finding that I was getting restless legs at night, I wasn't sleeping particularly well, it was making me quite tired anyway, so I decided that now was the right time to come off that medication and go onto something new, so that it would be a bit of an upheaval at the minute, but going into Christmas, by the time Christmas comes, I'll be on a medication that suits me better. So I'm now in the middle of swapping over, and so far it's going really well. So I'm lucky to have a really good doctor that listens to me. She knows that I know my body and my mind. She respects my decisions. So we've worked together, and now I'm on a medication where I'm not getting restless legs at night. I'm sleeping so much better. It's looking good. And I'm no longer waking up in the night kicking Chris. The next most important thing I would suggest is simplifying things as much as possible, and this is what I am now in the process of doing. I've taken a step back from some of the things I set myself to do around my vlogging and my blogging, and I'm just doing the bare essential just to simplify things and to take the pressure off myself. Because the less pressure, the more energy I have for self-care, looking after myself and noticing the signs when I'm not doing well. It's a really good idea to also look at boosting our immune system in any way we possibly can. These are my favourites. I always take extra vitamin C and zinc during the winter, and I take vitamin D in quite a high dose because of course we're not getting as much sunlight over winter anyway, and of course with the pandemic and we're in lockdown now in the UK, so people aren't getting out as much and getting in the sun, so it's a good idea to get vitamin D as well. Talking of sunlight, I've recently invested in one of these. This is a SAD lamp, a seasonal affective disorder lamp, a light therapy lamp. It does look a little like an iPad. It's very small and slim and light. It just plugs into the mains, and then it gives off 10,000 lux, which is what they suggest for it to be medically suitable. Do of course check with your doctor if you've got any pre-existing conditions before using anything like this, of course. But people have mentioned this to me for years, so I decided this year to give it a go. And I've been using this now for about 5 weeks, I think. So I'm using it every day. I sit with it for about 20 minutes in the morning, early morning, and then I sit again in the afternoon about 11, 12 for another 20 minutes with it. And bearing in mind that I've been swapping over my medication recently, this swap over of medication hasn't been as bad as previous times. And I'm wondering whether this is just helping to lift my mood a bit more so that med swap hasn't been as difficult. But I love it. This has become part of my morning routine now, to sit with my coffee with this on, and yeah, love it. Connecting with support is another really, really vital one, whether that's peer support online, whether it's engaging with counselling or a support group. I have connected with a counsellor over the last kind of 8 weeks. There's been lots and lots of drives because of the pandemic that recognise the impact on our mental health, so that there's lots of actual support available at the moment for people. So do visit your GP, do go online and have a look. I'll put some resources in the links below, because there's no shame with getting help and support through this. Having someone we can go to and just chat, get some coping skills, just feel less alone is really, really vital. And right now there is so much good stuff available online, so connect with it, because it's so important especially when we're social distancing and we're not getting as much one-to-one with people. We need to be with people in whatever way we can. And relax. Loads of people that I'm talking with are having problems with sleeping, strange dreams and all of this. It seems to be a bit of a corona thing that's happening to lots of people at the moment. I've had atrocious sleep for quite a long time, which hasn't been helped with having the restless legs. It is starting to improve a bit now. So getting good sleep, just relaxing during the day when you can, is vital. And recently I discovered something which has really made a difference. This is a Bluetooth eye mask. So it's got headphones in the sides here, so it blocks out the light, gives you a real sensory kind of feeling where it just blocks out the light. You've got the headphones here, and I use it at night. I connect it up with a app where I can listen to soundscapes, I can listen to meditations, I can listen to bedtime stories, and it helps me to fall asleep and to stay asleep. And my quality of sleep over the last 5 weeks since using this has been absolutely amazing. I don't know how I lived before I found this. And I use it during the day. If I'm just feeling a bit stressed during the day, I'll sit on the sofa and put this on for 10 minutes and listen to a meditation. It's absolutely wonderful, and for the price of it, it's worth its weight in gold. And Chris says I look like some kind of kinky Batman. So that is my winter plan. These are all the things that I'm doing to just help me manage winter, COVID lockdown, Christmas coming, Christmas very different approaching, all of these things. There's a lot to manage, and I'm pretty much now giving myself the space between now and January to just keep it simple, take some time out to self-care, lots of relaxing, lots of just You know, no pressure on me whatsoever. Right now, my priority, and I think lots of our priority really should be just getting through winter, where hopefully in the new year, things will start to improve. Fingers crossed. I really hope that was helpful. If you've got any tips, what are you doing to cope with winter? What do you find that helps? What have you tried recently? I'd love to hear your thoughts and your comments and your ideas, so please do drop them in the section below. Always love to chat. Thanks for watching, folks. Take care of yourselves, keep on keeping on, and I'll see you next week.